Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am here. I'm up. I'm here. Damn, I'm hot.
You up and you here?
Girl, I've been up since 6:30. Let me tell you. I done washed clothes, went grocery shopping.
Why
What
are you
time
up
is it?
there early?
It's only 11 o'clock. So I done washed clothes, went grocery shopping, got Easter stuff, and I was looking for something for school. I don't know what I've been looking for. I done went to 3 different stores this morning trying to find some daggone white legal pads. Nobody sells them anymore because I can't see the yellow legal pads. My ADHD won't let me.
I have one that I get from work. We have a
Okay.
bunch of them at work.
Steal them for me. I hope ain't
I'm
nobody
not to steal them.
watching.
They give them to you. I'm not to steal them. They give them to me. You trying to get me fired from my good old
How
government
was your
job.
week? How's your week? I know you went out and you
Right,
had
Nate,
some.
steal. Gonna try to get me fired from my little good old government job I just got. I need that little coin.
How was your week? How was your week?
For the raise.
I know you
Huh?
went out this week. How was your week? I know you went out this
My
week. How
week
was your
was amazing. What did I do? I didn't really do much. Every Thursday, me and my mom, we go out. Sometimes it just be me and her. I need for you to get my substitute application. Sometimes it just be me and my mom, and then sometimes she invite her friends, or I'll invite a friend.
You
But
ain't invite this friend. What the hell?
girl, you don't go nowhere. But this
I
week,
did. Just
she
got on Thursday. I could
Huh?
go on Saturday. I could go on Saturdays now, and I just can't go on no Thursday.
I don't really party on the weekends unless it's a party.
Well, let's find a party.
Unless it's a party going on, I don't really go out on the weekends. But I can find it's actually some really nice parties coming up. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know. We can hang out. Yo, this used to be my friend before she got all married and got all them 59 cheering. We used to go out every weekend.
Do you want me to pull up your Facebook picture and show them? Okay. And you know why I quit? If y'all really want to know why I quit, I could just pull a picture up from Facebook and show y'all why I quit going out with her.
She would do that. She trying to blackmail me, y'all. She trying to blackmail me. That's trifling. That is trifling.
My weekend was hectic. I always say weekend.
What you
just
do?
Work. Yeah, my week was hectic.
Let me hear about it.
Just work in general, just talking to these daggone customers on the phone. These customers on the daggone phone. So I had one customer yesterday. They trying to update the system for the bank or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he just called. I said, I got quiet. I got real quiet to let him know this is how I sound when you talking to yourself. So when he finished, I said, sir, so you just need your balance? He said, yes. I said, okay, this is your balance. He went on again. Yeah. I got quiet again. So, because we ain't going to play this game. I said, sir, are you done? Is there anything else I can help you with? He said, no. I said, have a great day. Goodbye. I said, I know he was hot as hell when I hung that phone.
I would hung right up on his list, too.
I didn't hang up on him. I was professional. But it was funny.
Now that I'm not dealing with the public, I love it. Like, I don't deal with customers, people.
I like working from home. I just like working from home. This is a new experience. Working from home is a very new experience for me. I am saving lots of money on gas. I'm saving money on lunch.
Hold up.
I'll be there in 5 minutes.
I'm gonna get off the show. We're gonna restart the show in 10 minutes.
Right. Give me 30. BlackRoses start and give me the other 30. Because why you gotta tease us like that? Because that's my favorite food. Shrimp and grits is my favorite.
Really? Shrimp and grits is your favorite?
Yes, I love shrimp and grits. Oh, why would you do that, Nate?
And it's homemade. Okay, homemade.
Why would you do that, Nate? Nate, we're gonna have to bring you on for like a cooking segment.
Like a cooking demo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to do?
No, because y'all was in your own world this morning. I tried to throw out the hint, and I was like, let me stay home. I'm tired.
I was at the. I got an excuse. I was at the laundromat.
Okay.
I got an excuse.
We
I was
gonna
home
wash those
asleep.
clothes earlier then. Next time we gonna wash
I
those clothes
needed a
earlier.
bath and
How early you want me to wash my clothes? I started at 7. What early you
First of
want
all,
me
why are
wash?
you up that early, girl? It's a Saturday.
I never get up that early.
And see, that's why you missed your shipping list because you didn't want to get up earlier
No.
to get ready to come down here.
When
So-
you hit me at 9, come on, you coming? I looked at that, roll right over. I ain't coming in there. I'm tired.
You were still laying down.
Yeah, girl. I got up at 10. I got up at 10 o'clock. I ran me some bath water, took me a little bath, got out
I
the
was
tub
in the
around
market. I
10:30.
was coming from the market at that time. See, the shrimp got a nice little sauce. They tossed in.
Oh my goodness!
I don't use water with my grits.
Yeah. What you use? Milk.
Milk.
No. No,
Butter.
can't even tell you. Can't even tell you. They nice and savory. No sugar needed to be added to this.
Baby, sugar getting added. I'm adding sugar.
You're not even gonna run no sugar on these grits because it's not even gonna be.
Is that a city thing? Everybody wants sugar on their grits because I don't like sugar. I like salt, pepper, and cheddar cheese.
That is a very
the country.
No, that's a very ghetto thing. That's what that is. That's
called salt on y'all grits. Like what?
That's called cream of wheat. That's what sugar on grits is.
Why not just eat some oatmeal?
Cream of wheat is called cream of wheat.
It's the same when you put the sugar in it.
It's not the same.
Or just eat some oatmeal then. What is you?
Right.
Oatmeal is oatmeal. Grits is grits. I put sugar in my oatmeal. I put sugar in my grits.
That's nasty.
I don't know how y'all eat.
I like some salt, pepper, a little cheddar cheese in my grits.
Now cheese I can do. A little bit of pepper.
With sugar?
Yeah. Cheese and sugar, yeah. My whole family
up in my mouth.
I don't know
Crystal is from the hood. 5 words.
Crystal is from the South.
Side. 6 words.
They said side.
Crystal is from the South. I don't know where y'all getting that from.
Listen.
I know your grandmother put sugar on her grits. I know.
First of all, no, because that's not how my grandmother trained me to cook. She trained me to cook. Either. She trained me to cook, not survive.
My entire family puts sugar on their grits. When I say my entire, I mean entire.
That's why y'all probably all short. Y'all son of y'all growth.
I mean aunts, uncles, cousins.
Y'all probably all midgets.
Everybody in my family does that.
Y'all all like 5 foot, I bet.
Her father the same height as her. They all.
Me and my father the same height. Listen, I had a question to pose, right? And this is totally left field. So earlier today, I don't know if y'all know that when you coming off of Route 40 and you down there by Baby Bookings, there is a no
Baby Bookings
over there by Orleans Street.
Baby, is it jail?
Yeah.
Girl, what? Your brother done been to Baby Bookings before. Your brother's in jail. He done been to Baby Bookings.
But I hate the fact that they call it Baby Bookings. That's
I ain't never seen it.
Baby Bookings is over there.
It's just behind
where the homeless shelter at.
Right, if you coming off of Gay Street.
Oh, that big old building right there at the corner.
Yeah, that's Baby Bookings.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
So y'all know if you coming down off the Vada, you can't make a left at certain times of the day, like 7 to 9, and then like 4 to 6, right? But of course, people being people are gonna violate the traffic law. So, my question was, do men or women violate traffic laws more?
Women.
Men.
Women have no regard for. Women don't have. Well, it's certain types of dudes that don't care.
Yeah, ghetto dudes don't care. Hood niggas don't care.
Right. Typically, they don't even have a license. That's
what I was getting ready to say. They don't even have a license, and they still don't care.
Women are notorious for just.
Also, so right behind my house is a traffic light that either you're gonna have to go left because it's down Madison. You have to make a right. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to make a right because you got to go down Madison. So there is a no turn on red sign. So if you're at that light, either you're going straight, which is very few people because we park behind the building, or you have no other choice but to go to the right. So yesterday when I'm at the light, I know I'm going straight because I'm going home. The guy behind me, I know he wanted to turn right, but there is a no turn on red sign. So I'm thinking he's assuming that I'm not going to turn because the light is red. When actually I'm going straight. But I moved over because I knew he wanted to turn right. So I'm like, when he pulled up, I'm like, I know this is a man. So when the man pulled up, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna turn on red. So I asked my boyfriend today, I said, do you obey traffic laws? He said yes and no. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I said, well, do you find that you obey the traffic laws more when I'm in the car with you or when your daughter is in the car? He said, I obey all traffic laws mostly when you guys are in the car. Right. If I'm in the car by myself, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do.
Right.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I'm more cautious with my kids in the car. I'm very cautious. Now, David, girl, he don't care who in the car. His foot is on the gas. I be looking back like, really, sir? It's only 45. Why is we doing 80 down Eastern Avenue? We only got 5 more miles to go. Stop playing. But me, I'm extra because, you remember how many accidents I got into. And like at least 2 of them accidents, everybody looked like at least 2 of them accidents people would have looked at like, how you survive? Right. Like, especially my white car. When that ambulance hit my white car, this is how my dad gonna car looked when I went to go to the pound and they was talking about get your stuff out. Y'all, this is how my car looked. I couldn't even get anything out the trunk. And I walked out of there with maybe like 1 scratch. I just had to get stitches on my eye. So I know, I just got that anxiety down with driving. So I'm so extra precautious with my kids in the car because even if they have on seatbelts, you never know. I had a patient a couple years ago, a little girl who was about Gemma's age. She had a seatbelt on. It was her and her mother. She had a seatbelt on. A car ran the stop sign and spent their car around. Ooh. The mother survived. She survived. She just had a broken femur and a broken leg. The little girl was in a seatbelt. The little girl got up out the car. She was walking around and everything while the ambulance was out there. They was checking her. They said, you all right? You feeling good? Da, 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 da. She's walking around. She's jumping. She's like, yay. 5 now. Only 5. By the time she got to the hospital, she died because she had internal bleeding.
Oh, my God. No.
But she was up walking around. That was the saddest funeral. Besides my brother's funeral and my grandma's funeral, that was the saddest freaking funeral I have ever been to. She was 5 and we had just literally seen her maybe like 2 weeks ago for like an appointment or something. And she was just, they said she was running around. She was like, yeah, skipping and everything. Like, I'm fine. So they still wanted to take her to the hospital. By the time they got her there, she never even made it. She had internal bleeding.
Dang, man.
But the mother survived. The mother survived with a broken.
I know that eats at that mom.
It did. It did. It really did. It really affected her. Like I don't even remember. I think we seen her for a couple years after that. But yeah, I really am mindful now of because you never know. From that, I didn't know anything like that. Yeah. So from that moment when I found out that happened, that scared the mess out of me because the ambulance, basically what they said, they don't have the equipment there to tell. Yeah. They can only get you to the hospital. And then that's for the, the x-rays and the CTs and stuff to look for that internal bleeding. But they can't tell.
I feel like they should take you anyway because you don't know what's going on. So I feel like if you get into an accident and I'm fine, they should still take you to the hospital because of things that internal bleeding that, no one knows and no one can clearly see from the outside. So,
right.
Dang, that's fucked up. That's messed up. Oh man, that hurt my heart just now.
Yeah, that was a very sad.
That was the question that I had this morning because I was just wondering and I'm like, why don't people pay attention to traffic signs? Like I ain't gonna lie, I am sometimes, some lights I'd be like, no turn on red shit. I'm turning, but at other times I'm like, dang, do people not pay attention? Because some people will get behind you and blow their horn like they can't clearly see that no turn on red sign. You're
They
not
don't
gonna get
care. Right. They want you to get the ticket because they don't care. No, you know what my pet peeve is, not to continue to be off subject, but my pet peeve is, so I stay in a complex, I stay in a, townhouse complex.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is speed bumps and there's stop signs. You can't go but so far in each complex. These fools, and it be mostly girls. Girl, they come around the corner on two daggone wheels, knowing that these kids be riding their bikes. Like, where's you going? You going to the stop sign in 2 seconds. You going to the stop sign in 2 seconds before you even get to the next turn. And everybody in this complex, these kids it's so many kids in these complex, and they all play together because they all go to school together. They be riding their bikes in the middle of the street because you can't really ride your bike on the sidewalk. So they ride their bikes in the middle of the street. They playing the ball in the middle of the street. They just playing. They kids. That's what I did when I was younger.
They come these little ghetto girls flying around.
Ghetto, yes. Girl, they music be loud. You can smell weed coming out the daggone car or Newport 100.
Don't judge the loud music because my music be loud.
You can smell Newport 100. You hear loud music smelling Newport 100s, and they be coming around the corner on two wheels. I'm like, what is going on? Like, really? Like, now, if that would, and the worst part about it is that half of them have kids in this complex too that be out there in the middle of the street, and you still come spinning around there on corner like that. Like, y'all need to grow up. Y'all really need to grow up and think about stuff. It is nothing, and I guess it's the things in life, the lessons in life that happened to me that made me be more conscious about the things that I do, that I've learned way more patience than I've had when I was younger. I've learned way more patience. When I'm driving my go-to, listen, we all going the same daggone way. I ain't in no hurry. Even when I was going to work, if I'm late, I'm late because I really ain't really care about the job anyway. But that's not the point. If I'm late, I'm late. I really can't. But if I'm late, I'm late. I'm not speeding. Yes, I'm not speeding because I don't like. The other thing is, for North Carolina, for a speeding ticket, the minimum you're gonna pay is like $40. A speed ticket up here, girl, you could be going 5, 10 over the speed. Girl, yeah, that thing be like 500. Then it go up to 1,000 because they start taxing you every time you don't. I ain't got time.
That's like yesterday, girl. I was over here by John Hopkins yesterday. And this girl had a boot on her car. I'm thinking she wasn't in there because it was an older vehicle. And I'm like, damn, somebody got a boot.
Still did that.
Girl, yeah, they boot your car, girl. She had a boot on there. She said, I said, what happened? She said, girl, you get 3 or more parking tickets and you do not pay in 30 days. If you have 3 or more, they will boot your car. They will boot your car. And then they charge you $500 just to take the boot off.
Take the boot off, yeah.
This city making money. This city is making money. I got a red light ticket. I got a speeding ticket yesterday, so I know I'm going to be waiting for that to come in the mail.
Oh, they going to boot your car?
No, they don't boot it for speeding tickets. They only boot it for parking tickets.
Oh, see, I don't park no
only boot it if you got parking tickets. If you have 3 or more delinquent parking tickets, you can get a boot on your car.
That's why I don't go downtown. I hate going downtown because I get so scared driving.
Downtown because I don't like. It's hard to find parking, and sometimes even out front of the building, out front of the studio, I don't like parking right there because you got to pay for parking. It's not free. It's not free.
I definitely, most of the time when I go downtown, now that I'm older, I prefer to park in the garage anyway. Because, like you said, about how many times somebody hit your car when your car was just parked in the city?
Girl.
And your car was just parked. So I prefer to park in a parking garage anyway, anytime I go downtown. It's more convenient. And it prevents, the only thing you really got to worry about is theft, but I don't keep nothing in the car.
Somebody can hit your car in the parking garage too and get out of
it. That's true.
Get out of it. So, it's a win-win, lose-lose situation. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right. Y'all need
For
to
me,
stop that. Y'all need to
for
stop
me,
these hit and runs.
For me, it is.
Because if I catch you, if I'm just walking outside and I catch you hit my car, I guarantee you I'm getting in that car and I'm going to follow you. I'm coming to your house. I'm jumping in my car and I'm coming to your house. I'll be right behind you. When you get out and think you got away with it, I'm going to be sitting behind you like, come here. Come on.
You was crazy.
Because I want to show you. But y'all, let's get into this topic. BlackRoses,
let's get into this show, y'all.
This week. You had a topic for this week.
Let's get into it. So I, in continuation with the topic of parents, we decided to do a absent versus toxic parent. Which one is more beneficial for the child? Which one is more beneficial for you growing up or whatever? To me, I've had a bit of both. I have both. I have had a toxic mom and an absent mom, and I had a toxic dad and I have an absent dad growing up. So for me, it was mostly like I didn't mind that my parents wasn't there. I mean, I did mind. I didn't have a mother. I didn't have a father. I didn't have that loving household that everybody talks about. And for me, it was like, okay, my mom's not here, my dad's not here, so nobody got to saw my first anything. Nobody got to saw, nobody got to see anything that I did growing up, how I grew up and nothing like that. So for me, it was like, damn. So when I moved to Baltimore at 15 and I started living with my mom, someone who I did not know, someone who I did not have the pleasure of being, my mom would come to Mississippi, but we would only see her maybe 2 or 3 days when she was there. And then boom, she's gone again. So when I moved here, it was a culture shock for me because I didn't know my mom. I did not know at the time that she was on drugs. I did not know at the time that she was struggling with her bipolar, her mental health issues. I did not know any of these things. So over the course of the years, from about 15, I'm going to say till I was about 30, me and my mom relationship was toxic. It was downright fists being thrown. My mom got locked up for child abuse. It was a downright, hard time for me. So having said that, I feel like I would have much rather been in a better situation where I did not know my mother versus having to deal with the struggles that I had to deal with growing up here in Baltimore.
So do you feel like when you say a better situation, do you mean like staying where you were at, or do you mean more like being adopted or, foster care? What do you mean?
I wish I would have stayed in Mississippi. Part of me now wish that my life would have been different. If I would have stayed with my grandmother, I feel like my life would have been so much more different. I would have been graduated college. I would have been a successful, not saying I'm not successful now, but my life would have went in a whole nother direction. I would not have been a teen mom. I would not have been through the experiences that I've been through. I probably would maybe be married. I don't know, because I get a lot of my strengths from my grandmother, who was a no nonsense type of woman, and she was both of my grandmothers, actually, my dad mom and my mom's mom, were no nonsense types of individuals. They didn't take no shit off of nobody. My grandmother, my dad's mom, was a successful banker. She was she started off as a bank teller, and she moved her way up and became like the VP of a banking institution. She was educated. She was about her money,
Right.
My grandmother was that bitch,
She was in her bag. She was in her bag. She was in her bag
before she was in her bag, before people knew what it was. This woman moved to Mississippi and built her house from the ground up and had a pawn in a store. She was a businesswoman. She had her head on straight. My mom's mom, she was a little rocky. Her life was a little rocky. She had kids out the yin yang, and I don't know. I'm not gonna speak ill of her, but she had struggles. She had drug use struggles, and she had marriages struggles. She had it all, but she was also the type of woman that didn't take no shit from no man. She was very independent. She took care of her kids on her own. She did not, leave her kids, from my understanding, for somebody else to raise. She made sure all of her kids were out of the household before she, decided to go live her life, whatever that road took her. Right. But for me, I feel like if I would have stayed with my dad's mom, my life would have been a whole different. I would have been an entirely different person. I probably would have never met you.
I know.
Never had my child. I probably would have never been in some of the situations that I was in. So yeah.
It's crazy how I knew your mother before I knew you.
Right? Isn't that weird?
And that is we so became weird. Best friends. That is really weird that we became best friends, but I knew your mother before I knew you. So she is. I love curling. You ain't gonna talk about curling. You ain't gonna do that.
But I'm thankful for where our relationship is now, and I have to sometimes explain that to Wardell because he doesn't understand that. Every Thursday night is our night, me and my mom night, and
that's
just talk about it. We have
that's what I get ready to say. If y'all knew her and if y'all knew them from the beginning,
our relationship has come so far. Like, I believe within the last 2 years, we have definitely grown to a different level. Even to this day, it's steady progressing. We have our little spouts and we have our little arguments, but we learn to let it go. We have our moments. We do have our moments. I'm not gonna say everything is 100%, but it's definitely better than what it used to be. It's definitely better than how it used to be. Because
now, is it something that you guys sat down and talked about, and or is it something that you both just realized and said, listen, we both need to work on this? We need to work on us.
I think it's more so we both realized, listen, I am who I am and you are who you are. And I'm not going to try to change you and you're not going to try to change me. We come to a mutual agreement that, there is work to be done individually and together. But we've come to the agreement that I'm not going to try to change who you are. Now, do I want you to be a better person? Absolutely. But my mom has a hard time in taking constructive criticism. Right. Sometimes I feel like I do too. I get defensive. And that's my whole family does that. My mom, my brothers and my sisters, we all get defensive whenever. And I think it's the Gatlin thing because even like my uncles and my cousins, they all get defensive when you tell them something. It's like, hold up, wait a minute, I do this because of this, like, but I feel like we have come to the conclusion that, listen, I'm not gonna try to change you, but if you're doing something that I don't really too much bang with, I'm gonna try to correct you in the right way. And then it's also about how we say things to each other now. We don't say things. Definitely. We don't say things in a malicious way to each other anymore. We don't say things to each other to hurt the other person's feelings. So what I noticed that we'll do is we'll be joking, and then we'll be like, hey, girl, let me tell you how I ain't really like how you kind of did XYZ the other day. And they be like, instead of being like, what you mean? It's like, girl, oh, for real? What you didn't like about it? I like how we have that.
I like that, yeah.
I'm working on her to get that way with the other ones, but it's going to be a task at hand. But we are definitely now more so coming together and looking and feeling better about everything. being more open with each other. We're being more how can I say it? What can I say it? We're being more aware. We're being more aware that you have your little problems and you got to work on that, and I have mine and I got to work on that. So yeah.
Now, that wedge that was put in between y'all in the beginning, was that more so anger that you had towards her for being absent that put that wedge and made y'all basically like go head for head all the time?
It was a combination of everything for me. It was putting me in this situation that I did not want to be in, got me living in this state where I don't know nobody. I don't have any friends. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm coming from a small town of maybe about 12 to 1,500 people versus now living in a city of what, thousands, like hundreds of thousands of people. Right. I don't know the population in Baltimore, but I know it's over 100,000 people. So it's like,
now, did your mother come and get you?
My mom came and got me.
Oh, okay.
My mom came and got me.
I never knew that.
One day I was asleep, and in the middle of the night, my mom wakes me up like, "Get your stuff. You leaving with me." I'm like, "What the fuck is you? And where am I going?" I was not made aware that I was going to go live with my mother. And then years later, when I talked to my aunt about it, which is my uncle's wife, I talked to her about it. I kind of found out more about what was going on. But we from the South where nobody had to tell a child anything. You stay in the child's place. So even at 15, I was still considered a kid. I'm a kid. So for me, it was like waking up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm seeing my mama standing there. And at this time, we were on winter break for Christmas, and I'm like, "What are you doing here? Who are you?" Like I'm lost. So yeah, when I moved here, it was definitely like a what the fuck, This was me. I'm living where? With who? Oh, okay. Not what I'm used to. I've always, I can honestly say this, I've always been a little iffy about where I lay my head, where I'm sleeping at, how clean the house is, because that's how I was raised. I never was raised in a home where it was filthy, and it was, not saying that where I lived was filthy, but it had, I've always was raised in a home where it had standards, and it was like, oh, I'm moving here. So, it was definitely a culture shock for me. It was definitely like a what the fuck?
They said come through standards.
Listen, at a young age, standards, honey. Like standards. I mean, standards.
Yeah, she still clean them baseboards. She get down to clean them baseboards. I don't clean them baseboards.
And I clean my everything. Listen, I clean it all.
Listen, the kids clean the walls. I don't clean the walls. I ain't doing that.
I don't trust no kid to clean my wall.
No, they do a good job, especially Kylie, Cameron, and Gemma. They love. I only let them do the kitchen. They love to do the kitchen walls, but it's the floor I can mop. So when they done making a little mess, but they love to do it. So I ain't stopping them from doing that. That's something they get used to.
Even now, when I moved in with my boyfriend, and I was telling his daughter, like, look, we gotta clean this house. Like, this gotta be clean. I have a standard to my living situation. I cannot live in a junky environment. I cannot do that. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a difference between being dirty and junky and just clothes everywhere. For me, most of the time, my clothes. For me, hey, Kiara. For me, most of the time, it's just clothes. Tell Krista she has to put money in. No, I do.
You are on 3. You're on 3 times.
They owe more money than I do.
You on 3.
We're gonna talk about this. They owe more money than I do. But
I bet you she tallying that Marcel too.
I know she is.
That's my mother, y'all.
But for me, it's like I have clothes everywhere. For me, it's clothes. You know,
Yeah,
but when
that's
your
me
room
too.
just straight up junky, you got trash on the floor, old soda cans, empty water bottles, food containers. Wait a minute, baby. I can't do this. No. We gotta clean this up. So, yeah.
That's my issue, clothes. I have too. I literally just did that today. I had to clean. I mean, last weekend, me and the kids sat here and went through bags of clothes because it's
Clothes.
so many of us in here. Our clothes just accumulate, just clothes on
Yeah.
top of clothes. So now I have so many bags I gotta take to those yellow little clothes donation box things. I got too many clothes.
But it's for me, when I think about parents, I can honestly say, like, being a young mom, I definitely went through a lot of struggles. But one thing I never did was give my child just to anybody, for anybody to watch, for him to go over anybody's stuff. I've never done that. And it, because number one, Jalen wasn't having it. Number one, from day one, he was not having it. Don't touch me. I don't know you. You're not my mom. You're not Gerard. Don't touch me. You're not my grandma's. Don't touch me. I don't know you. You know, he was always, I took him to daycare. And when he went to daycare for the first time, the lady said he would not stop screaming. He sat in the window. He would not eat. He would
Oh
not
my
take a
God.
nap. He sat in the window with his book bag and waited for you to come back. He would not do anything. But after like a week, he kind of got accustomed to it. That he started warming up. But then I took him out because no. But yeah, he was, you know, I don't know, these new age parents, mothers, especially mothers. I don't understand for the life of me how y'all cannot be around your kids.
I feel like that with the father. I feel
I
like that with the father. It's like, how can you sit there and date another woman with a kid,
and
knowing
you
you
ain't
got
even
your
take
own
care of your own
daggone
kids.
kid? How can
Yes.
you sit there and go to baseball games and post on Instagram and Facebook with somebody else's child, talk about, yeah,
And you
my
ain't even taking care of
stepchild,
your own kid.
and you know
You
you
ain't
got
even
all
taking
these
care of your
kids
own kid.
just because you feel like your baby mama better now. And I ain't no baby mama, but I am on your side. Just because you feel like you got a bitter baby mama, I'm just not going to deal with the situation. So the situation is still there. It don't matter what your baby mama got
Yeah, it don't
going
matter.
on.
But you know, for
It's
some
still
men,
there.
I'm actually back the men up here. I can honestly say that now more than ever, I am seeing way more single fathers than I am seeing single mothers, and that is fucking crazy, freaking crazy to me. Number four, shut up. I am seeing way more single fathers than I am seeing single mothers out here. And that says a lot to me because it's like, ladies, what are y'all doing? You know,
But
we
it
need
might
to
be the
have some
ladies
type of
they dating.
accountability class or something for you women, because how is it that it is okay for you to just let your child go without a single thought in your mind? I was having a conversation with a female the other day, a couple weeks ago, and she was telling me how, you know, one of her kids' dad has a child with another woman, and the child lives with him, and the mother comes over on the weekends to see the baby. Like, bitch, what?
I can't give my
What?
child up.
I couldn't
I
even
can't give my
think about.
child up.
I couldn't even fathom giving my
But
child.
you know what? You know what? I dated somebody. I dated somebody like that. You remember I don't want to say his name, but I dated somebody that I was with for 7 some years, light skin, cornrows,
Oh,
on and
okay.
off.
Oh, and
Okay.
he's the primary father. Yeah, he's the primary parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happened. When I moved, me and him broke up. I moved to well, no, I moved to Virginia, and me and him kind of went separate ways. I moved to Virginia. Well, he ended up meeting this older lady too. She was an older girl, um, like in her 40s. She was like in her 40s, and they started dating because I was in Virginia, whatever. Um, she ended up getting pregnant, and she had the baby and gave the baby to him. She told him, I said, why did she, well, is she on drugs or anything? He was like, no, she just felt like, she told him she felt like he really wanted a kid, but it was just too much for her to deal with. But she felt like he was getting a little older and she felt like he really just wanted a kid so bad. So she basically had a kid to give to him.
Oh wow! So she didn't even want to partake in the child.
I'm talking about as soon as she had that daggone baby.
I mean, as soon as she pushed out the little hoo-ha,
she gave it to him. She ain't even. I mean, not a. And I think when I moved back, if I'm almost mistaken, because I moved back and me and him got back together, but it didn't work out. I just don't have. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I feel this way. Y'all can scream at me. Y'all can talk about me, but I would never ever date a guy with kids. I never would date a guy with kids.
That's always been my standard. I'm sorry. And I know I had a child, and a lot of people ask me that, well, how you got a kid and you don't want to date a guy with kids? Because I don't. I just don't.
Well, I didn't have kids, so that's why I never dated a guy with kids. I just didn't have kids, and I wasn't playing stepmama to nobody kids. I needed my time. I need to be on these streets. She need to be out here in these streets. She need to be out here. But
we ain't outside with no strollers neither.
Right. I'm not. No, we can't even do the same things we used to. So, I came back from Virginia. We can't even do late night creeps, nothing like that. Because now you want me to come. You talk about
I gotta come when the baby go to sleep.
Where you go? No, because now he want me to play stuff, mama. Now he like, yeah, because where you going to meet Jay?
Never.
I'm good.
Never.
I'm good. I'm so proud of you for taking care of your child, but I'm good. We ain't going to the zoo. We ain't going to the zoo. We not doing aquarium dates. We ain't doing Chuck E. Cheese dates. I just want us to meet the way we used to in these streets later on that night. That's all I wanted. I didn't want all of
It's a kid involved. It's a kid involved.
I don't want that commitment. I want that commitment.
That was always my thing. I never liked dating men with kids. I never. Because one thing's for sure and two things for certain. Them baby mamas, y'all heifers are something else. Because the moment y'all see, and y'all act like it's just the men who want their family back. Nah, women. The moment y'all see
somebody else,
girlfriend, got a little somebody else, now you want your little nappy family back. Your nappy head baby, your nappy head baby daddy, y'all can have each other. I'm not with none of that.
Then they attractive again.
Now the moment you see he moving on, he thriving with a new chick, and don't bring my baby around her.
When he thought, I know he looked like that. Look, I know he looked like that. When he started looking good like that.
She got him dressing. She got him eating. No, she don't have him eating. Yeah, y'all be seeing, y'all heifers be seeing y'all baby daddies booed up with his girl, and y'all be like, I need my baby or my family, and you better choose.
I think if I ever get a divorce.
Now he's stuck. Now he's stuck with your miserable tail.
And that's knock on wood, but I think if I ever get a divorce between me and David, that will be David. That would definitely be David. Like, oh no, because we still need a relationship. I definitely think that would be David because I don't be in my feelings like that. Whereas though him, because we've been together so long, I think that would be him because he's more lovey-dovey. And me, I'm just kind of like, especially now, I be trying to get in my bag every chance I get. So to me, I finally have the understanding of what my mom has been teaching me for years. You are not needed. You are a want, but not a need. So I don't need you in my space. I would like for you
to come for your throat.
I don't want
no woman that's independent, and they don't want no woman that can't bring nothing to the table. Because at this point, what do y'all want?
It's crazy. My mother taught me that she used to tell me that for years, try to explain that to me, like, don't be doing all this over these men. But now I finally have an understanding because I'm like, I'm trying to get this little bag. What you finna do? You sit here and you just be quiet because I'm really just trying to get this bag. Like, I really be trying to be extremely independent. It's things that now that I'm older, is so many things that I want. I want a boat. I don't know why. I want a boat. I want a mini yacht. I want a boat. When I move to Florida, I'm buying a boat. I'm getting a mini yacht, and I'm gonna learn how to drive it.
I'm going on a boat with you.
You gonna get on the boat once I learn how to drive it.
I'm okay. I'm okay. You don't have to fight me.
Yes. I'm gonna learn how to drive it.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But I want to just do more. I want to do more things.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. But keep me out of that. But for me, I don't know. Would you? Huh?
Let's keep you in it. What was you talking about?
Oh no, baby. I'm okay.
Hey,
hey, Sandra. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. At least, yeah, be up front. Listen, it's no other way but to be up front.
Right.
I don't want to deal with that. I don't have to deal with that. But for you, like having, Randall there for you, do you and your other dad, how?
And my other dad.
Yeah,
and my other dad.
Your real dad. And
I'm just counting all my dads.
I don't know how you want to say it.
Oh, I'm putting Angie out there. My dad, my other dad, and my other dad. It's like please don't come for me. Listen. Go ahead. What you saying, Crystal?
How would you had rather your dad now knowing, now with Randall being off in the mind, would you rather him been absent or versus being toxic? I wouldn't consider him toxic. I would just consider him weird. Because how did you just change the whole perspective about life?
You mean right?
He's weird.
I ain't gonna have no kids. He just said I ain't got no kids. He started.
I ain't got no kids. Like, sir, you're weird. You're weird.
Yeah, y'all. So with BlackRoses,
99 to be weird as for me.
So when BlackRoses describes those men that just decided the day for school, say I don't want no kids no more. It just changed. Now that was my father. That's what happened. He just decided, you know what? I'm getting ready to start a whole new family. I don't got no kids. I want these kids no more.
Him and Larry started a whole new family.
No, it's funny to me, y'all. It's funny, but no, I wouldn't change a thing because in my eyes, there was nothing that I saw negatively. I don't know. I've never had a conversation with my mother to know why they got divorced or, anything that happened. And another thing is, if they did have issues to the point where divorce was on the table, they never let us see it. I don't remember any of those, bad times, I guess is what you want to say. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't change it because it taught me a lot. It made me grow up different in a sense, like you said. Mm-hmm. It made me grow up different because I always knew that I could go to my father for stuff. I could go to my mother for stuff. Most of the times, and it's crazy because the majority of the times I would want to go to my father for stuff more than my mother. Yeah, I would rather talk to my father more than I'd rather talk to my mother. I don't know why I was like that when I was younger, but I felt more confident. And it's crazy to know now that I'm older that was not my biological father, that I always felt more comfortable talking and wanting to communicate with him before I go to my mother.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. It's just I always, like I said last week, I always envisioned having that protection and that love coming from a dad. But it's like now, I feel like now more than ever, me and my sister are like his mom because he's doing things at his age that make me be like, you're too old for that. You're too old. Like my mom will be 55. So my dad is damn near about to be 60 years old. The things that he's doing,
that's his midlife crisis.
No, Negro, your midlife crisis was over way.
He didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance to have his real midlife crisis. This is real.
My dad had the best life that he could ever have. He's an only child. He is an only child. My grandmother spoiled this man to his core. And I'm talking at 16, 17, driving, these are the stories that I hear, driving BMWs, driving Mercedes. Like, my grandmother made sure that this man wanted for nothing. This is her only child.
Right.
So it was like, you know, the things that he's doing, I'm like, what the what? You know, like, it's so crazy that after we had the show last week, he actually contacted me. And I thought he watched the show, so I was
you were scared. You were scared.
I was just like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" You know, like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, this nigga don't watch the show." So I was like, you know, trying to code it to see, you know, if he was going to say something. And, you know, I don't think he watched it, which, whatever.
She said I was trying to code it.
You know, I'm thinking, like, maybe this nigga had, you know, seen what I said about him, and maybe he feels some type of way, because the way the message is going, you know, it was kind of like because he's like, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I love you, and you're this and that. And I'm like, my guy, what's up? Did you watch it or something? You know, are you in your feelings? Like, so it was, for me, it was kind of like, oh shit, you want to talk about it? You know? But when he got into, because then I asked him, I'm like, yo, what's up? You know me. I don't talk to my parents like, hey mom, hi dad.
Yeah.
No, what's up? What's good? What's tea? You know, so when he started talking all this crazy, you know, I was like, what's up with you? What's wrong? You know, he starts spewing what was going on, and I'm like, you're too old for that. It was like, I worry so much, and I told one of my friends this today, actually. My worry meter is going to put me in the early grave, because I worry about everybody. Like, I worry. And it's like, him telling me that was like, oh my God, I ain't got no money. You know? And it's like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know, and I'm going to keep it real. When my grandmother died, this is the rumor that I heard. I don't know how true it was, because I did not have any contact with her. She had a life insurance policy of $500,000. And at that time, I think it was like 2005, 2007. That's a lot of money. You know, it was a lot of money. Where's the money? You know, where's the money for me? And that's where I get my spending habits from, because my mama is tighter than a damn Jew. But my daddy,
all right, Whoopi Goldberg. All right, Whoopi Goldberg.
My daddy, spend it. Like, and that's me. Oh, I got what? Spend it.
Because you can't take it to your grave, but you also want to stay mindful.
But you also have to be mindful that this money can either last you a very long time, or it could last you for a very short period of time.
But you got to think about it, though.
It did not last my daddy.
But you got to think about it. But you got to think about it, though. Last week, when you was talking about your daddy, from what you said about your father, you know, being in music videos and being in one of the, you know, biggest bike clubs or whatever, he's probably around those type of people that are more. Oh, okay.
Girl,
never mind.
Let me tell you, and I'm gonna be real on this show, because you know I can't be nothing but. When my grandmother passed away and my father got that money, that life insurance money, which was $500,000, I think, maybe more. This man was flying women from here to there. He stayed in Mississippi, and he stayed in Mississippi for about like 2, maybe 4 or 5 months. I don't know the exact number, but it wasn't that long. He literally took me to the airport to drop a woman off. And I'm thinking we're about to leave. We waited around for an hour for the next woman to fly in. Sir! Oh, I'm dropping my homegirl so-and-so off at the airport. We waiting. I'm like, it's time to go. Oh, no, my other friend coming in. And he did that routinely for months.
Your daddy was a pro.
Girl, my daddy was a trick. He was tricking, okay? Because these women were like,
he flew them out.
Am I going shopping in LA next week? Are you taking me to Rodeo like you promised?
Oh, he flew them out.
No worry about his daughters. No, let me put this money to the side for my girls. My grandson at the time, it was just Jalen. Nothing of that nature. Hi. Nothing of that nature. It was strictly him. And mind you, he don't drink. He does not drink. He does not do any type of drugs. He's never been on drugs, never drunk, never smoked cigarettes. My dad is just a natural energy party animal. When I went to my grandma's house, it was bottles of liquor everywhere. My dad was buying these women all of these things and taking these women here. He funded one girl whole boutique or something at the time. Like, it was ridiculously crazy. And I was just like, now looking back on it, I'm looking like, damn, you never thought about your kids. You never thought about your grandson at the time. You didn't think about nothing or nobody but yourself. And I can honestly say, in some ways, both of my parents are very selfish. Very selfish. You know, my mom has her niceness about her. You know, she'll do anything for anybody if she can. But also in the same breath, it's all about her, you know. And my dad is the same way. My dad is a very, very selfish individual. And for me, I can't be that way towards Jalen, you know. And I tell Jalen this all the time. I give you the love that I wish my parents would have gave me. You know, I don't raise him based off of how I was raised. In some ways I do. You know, most of the values and morals that my family taught me, I kind of give to him, but I tweak it a little bit because my family wasn't wrapped too tight neither. So for me, it's like, I give him ways that I want him to be, how I aspire for him to be. I never pushed him to be what I wanted him to be. You know, you're going to have, This is your life. You have to live your life for you. So, especially now that he's older, you know, you do what you want to do with your life. I can't tell you what to do. My years of telling you what to do is over. I can give you advice. I can give you my opinion, but I cannot tell or make you do what I want you to do. I can't do it. I can't do it. So, for me, it's like, okay, I don't be selfish with my son. If I have it, I give it to him. And it's been times where I didn't have a dime to my name, and Jalen come home like, Ma, I need XYZ. He never knew where that money came from. Now let me say this in saying it. Never have I ever sold any cuckoo, or never have I ever done anything for money. Never. You know, I can honestly say, and this is a big shout out to Gerard. Shout out. A big shout out to Gerard. If I didn't have it, Gerard made it happen. And absolutely. I thank him for that because he didn't have to. And my mom did too, but sometimes, you know, when she was in her active addiction, it was like, you know, iffy sometimes for her. But, you know, and I'm thankful, you know, but my dad, man, that man is crazy. Like, he's about to be 58 this year. Yeah, because my mom would be 55. My dad will be 58 this year. And the things that he's doing and the life that he's living, I'm like, will you ever grow up? You are a grown kid.
Well, maybe he look at it like his kids are grown, so now it's his life to party.
Girl, he been doing that all his life.
That's what I'm saying. But maybe he feel like, okay, they grown.
His kids are grown.
I don't have no responsibility.
He's been partying since he was 16 years old. And I feel like that's where I get it from, because I like being outside. I like being the life of the party. I like being, and then it kind of put my life into perspective in a way that I was like, damn, I gotta ask my child, am I like that? You know, what disappointments do I give you, in a sense? Right. You know, because we disappoint our children too. We may not think about it like that, but as parents, we are disappointments to our kids too. And I read on, y'all know I'm on TikTok all the time. I'm always on TikTok reading about how, parents never cared to ask their kids, am I doing okay? What do you need from me? What can I do better? What can I do better for you as a parent? Because you can still be very active in your child life and still be absent and toxic. You can very well still be there.
True.
There are a lot of people I know who are involved in their kids' life to this day, but are absent and toxic at the same time.
Toxic, and when you talk about
mostly women,
and when you talk about toxic does not always mean violent. It doesn't always mean disrespectful. Toxic mean you being overbearing to that child. That could be the same thing. Y'all wants to sit there, y'all try to be their friend. So y'all sit, or y'all every 5 minutes, let me see, what you doing? Wait, I don't trust you. That is toxic too. It's not parenting. You have to learn how to balance parenting. That's not parenting. Like my mother said, she had a friend that she wanted to be in her daughter's life so much, girl. She volunteered up at the school. She was up at the school in the girls' class trying to do, and this is when the girl is in high school, honey. When she's in high school, she wanted to be in her life so much. The girl ended up getting bullied because she wanted to be so involved. Girl, she'd be in the school and she would tell on the other kids in the school.
Oh no.
She would tell, and then so they know who mama it is. So she ended up being bullied, girl, to the point where she ended up dropping out and they had to homeschool her. Now that is toxic too. Know your limitations. If you want to be involved in your kids' life, be involved in their homework, be involved in their sports, be involved in their other activities, their other extracurricular activities, like their music, stuff like that. You can sit down at the table. Y'all can sit down at the table. Y'all can have dinner every night. Just have a conversation. It doesn't take much.
That's the problem. Most of these parents don't have conversations with their kids. They don't talk to these kids to see what's going on. How are you doing? They don't do that. They don't have time. Nate said, as a child of parents who I think loved each other too young and wanted each other more than they wanted me, I will say I am not disappointed, but I wish they would have tried harder for my sake. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I wish that too. I often think about what my life would have been like if my mom would have raised all of her kids. My mom had 6 kids. If we all would have, oh Lord, that would have been a retarded household there.
A household I would have never. You'd have called me like,
no. You want to come over here?
No. Mama said I can't come outside today. Mama said I can't come outside today. Mama told me I had to help her around the house.
And for these parents who are present but absent, y'all got to do better. Especially for these mothers. And that's my biggest thing. I advocate for mothers more because I know what it's like as a child growing up without a mother. So for most of these women to have your kids, and most of you are only having kids to keep the man, y'all are screwed up in the head. Like y'all really got psychological issues if you are only having these babies to keep these men.
Hold on, let me cut you off. Especially if the man is married and you think that baby gonna keep him.
And you think that baby gonna keep him. Why would you do that? Now, why would you? Now, you do have.
Just break that up.
You do have some married men who leave their wives for these people. You do. I know of a man who was married, met a woman, met a girl, and left his whole family and went to go be with this girl. And stayed with this girl to the day he passed. Lived with this girl, married this girl, had a baby with this girl to the day he died. Left his whole entire family. And I blame both him and the mother because the mother took her anger and her frustrations out on him, which led the kids to also do the same thing. So the kids never really bonded with him or cared to get his side of the story, whatever that may have been. And then when he died, it was the shoulda, coulda, woulda. I wish I would have made it right. I wish I could have did this. You don't know the time. You don't know.
If the parent is not toxic, and wants to put forth effort, y'all gotta stop.
You gotta stop
pinning these daggone kids and using these kids for your bitterness.
Yeah.
If that parent is not toxic and you know they're going well, that child is not in any danger, that child's gonna eat, that child gonna be taken care of, that child gonna be clean.
Yeah.
Just because you see him with a chick, and most of the time it's because you see him with a chick, or you see them or her, vice versa, or you see them with a chick or vice versa that's doing better than you, is when you come with the bitterness. That is
you can get on this team too, but instead of you getting on the team, you want to downplay the players. You want to downplay what's going on. You want to talk about
hurting the child.
At the end of the day, it's mad, how you the baby mama and you mad at the girlfriend for having more shit than what you got? How you mad?
Because they feel like the guy did it.
How you mad?
They feel like he came along and did it.
I could put you on, but instead of you trying to get on, you want to be a hater. That don't even make sense to me. It don't even make sense to me. And to these guys, I'm gonna tell you this: if you are dating a woman, and there is by no means, absolutely no means, nothing against single mothers, but if you're dating a single mother who has more than 2 children by more than 2 men, red flag. Red flag. I'm sorry. Do not go over there trying to have a baby and be baby mama number 5 and thinking she gonna act right. Hello. What happened to the other baby daddy?
That's what I gotta say. Ask questions. You gotta do your investigation. Do a thorough investigation.
Now you stuck in this girl's life until your child turned 18 and you wondering what's going on. You wondering why you going through hell. Ask the other baby daddy. Interview her other baby daddies and see what's going on.
Do an investigation and a case search.
Let me tell you, little Ray daddy. I need to ask him something. You know, now you got these baby fathers about to fight you because she didn't tell you that she was still with little Ray daddy and little Juju daddy. But now, like, come on now. And y'all have, but then y'all be the main ones to call a woman, oh, a woman ain't this, that, and the third, and women ain't this, and single mothers this. But wait a minute, you had a baby.
You ain't do your background check.
You ain't do your background. You ain't do your background. Just like how y'all talk about women to choose better, men choose better. Choose better. Choose better. Y'all want women to choose better. You choose better.
Or make better decisions. Stop sleeping with them without protection. And you know that they got all these different baby fathers.
Multiple baby daddies. And you trying to be number 82.
Talk about, well, I ain't taking care of it. Well, why you thought? You could have stopped that in the beginning when y'all went home.
Yeah.
You could have nipped that in the bud.
Yeah.
You could have nipped that in the bud. But the situation that bothers me is, like, you know, by far, I'm not a kids person. You know, I don't like kids.
Oh, you know what?
You know, I don't like kids. But
says the woman with 54 children.
Yeah, but you know, I don't like them kids either. But I'm not. I do have 4 kids, but let me just tell y'all, I've always been that person. Like, I don't like kids. I'm not a kids person. I got 4. It's crazy. I'm not a kids person. I'm a parent for my kids, but I'm not a kids person. I don't like to be involved and be around all the. I'm not that. Oh my God, she is so adorable. Look at her running up and down the street. I'm like, oh my God, let me hurry up and get away from these kids. That's me. I got trapped. That's another story. We'll talk about that later.
Girl, you ain't getting no trap.
It was entrapment for me. But my biggest thing is the kids that have these absentee parents, the kids that are put in these situations, and y'all not telling them the reason why they in these situations. Y'all not telling them the reason why they father is not around. Y'all not telling them the reason why they father don't want to come around, vice versa. You're not telling them, you men are not telling these children the reason why their mother won't come around. So, for instance, with the men, you're not letting them know that the reason why their mother is not coming around is because you created a very toxic relationship with his or her mother, because you were verbally, mentally, emotionally abusive
and physically
or physically, and or towards her. So that's why you're not in their life. Don't sit there and just think, oh, me and your mother had irreconcilable difference. No, let these kids know, because you never know what they already saw. And vice versa with the females. With you females, let these kids know the reason why their father is not coming around. Stop trying to sit there and say, oh, your father don't want you. Your father, he don't have time for you. Stop saying that. Let them know, because I guarantee you, most of the times, if a child has a father, most of the times, let me just back it up. Most times that y'all think these kids don't know what's going on, these kids know half of what's going on. They done heard something. And I'm going to just let you know, I'm going to back it up a little bit more. Grandma done told them something. Let's just back it up a little bit more.
Grandma gonna tell them?
They talked to grandma. Grandma done told them something. They talked to grandma.
Yeah.
But when these kids grow up, if they're still interacting with their father at some capacity, they will find out the reason why they weren't around, and find out that you've been lying to them, that you were the reason that their father would not come around.
Yeah.
Let these kids know. Stop lying to them. And if you feel like, oh, I'm mad with your father and your father ain't this and da, pop, pop, pop. That's why I don't want him around you. Don't sit there and don't discuss that in front of the child.
Right.
Because now you're making a child bitter. Because
now you got the child feeling like, oh, my daddy ain't this, my daddy ain't that.
Right.
Yeah.
You creating a bitter child. So now you're raising another toxic adult. Another child to be another toxic adult. Y'all have to be mindful. That's the biggest thing for me, of what you saying, because when you think these kids not paying attention, these kids is paying attention.
These kids looking.
These kids understand. These kids can feel something. Like even my 5-year-old daughter, if she know, I won't say 2 words, and me and her daddy be beefing, I won't say daggone 2 words, but he'll come over there, he'll give her a kiss, and I feel like she almost consents it, because she be like, Daddy, what about mommy? Or mommy, why you won't kiss daddy?
Oh.
They know stuff. I don't know how, but they know stuff. I like that TikTok where they be like, well, you mad, but you can't let the kids know, so you do petty stuff. That's supposed to be being David. That's supposed to be being David. Girl, start taking the rolls of toilet paper out the bathroom and leave one little piece of toilet.
You be looking like.
Right.
Yes, I like that TikTok. I love that TikTok.
Oh my God. David always send me that day go TikTok where you get hit back. Everybody been home hungry, and she bring the McDonald's in for all the kids and her. He come look at the bag like,
where mine at?
I do that. If I'm mad at David, I will order food for me and them kids, and he be like, oh, you ain't order me nothing?
No.
Go to the store. You go to the store. I am petty like that. I am so petty like that. You will starve today, bro. Unless you go.
You're gonna be a hungry bastard today waiting on me.
I will be, girl. I even went so bad. Maybe I am a little toxic, because I even went so bad as, if I'm mad at him and he got me hot, I fix breakfast for everybody in the house. And he be like, oh, what you cook? Oh, I won't fix breakfast at all. I be like, we eat cereal today. And I make me a nice little breakfast. And he'd come in there like, I thought I smelled something. I thought you was cooking. And I did.
And I did cook.
You better make your own meal.
And I did. But
I guess I got a little toxicness to me. I'm a little toxic, just a little bit. I'm going to do better. Y'all pray for me. I'm petty. I can't help it though. I'm a petty person. But yeah, I don't want to get off the subject. So that's just my take on these toxic situations.
For me,
excuse me, y'all.
ooh.
Excuse me, y'all.
The hell going on over there? I think we need to go on a break. You okay?
You want my nose just started burning. You know the weather is changing.
Oh
and sinuses.
Help her, Jesus. But I don't like. My biggest thing, pet peeve, is parents who grew up without parents and are now not being a parent to their child or children. You grew up not having a mom or a dad, and now you're growing up doing the same trauma to your kids that your parent did to you, and that's unfair.
Because they don't know how. They don't know how to be a parent.
And I had to think of it that way, but I just can't wrap my mind around it. For some reason, I just cannot understand for the life of me. How did you decide to bring this person or these people, these little people into the world, and you refuse to be their protector? You refuse to be their caregiver. You refuse to love them, because I know without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, you yearn for that love that you did not get. So how can you not give it to your kids? How?
Because they want it from another male. They want it from another male. So most people tend to,
or female in some instances with some of these men,
right?
Too.
But
some of these men grew up with our mamas, and yeah, their mamas was there, but their mama wasn't there, or they, whatever. Mama was at work, mama was on drugs, mama was in the streets, them
and as
too.
they say, so they turn around and date their mothers and fathers.
And another toxic thing is you women and men out here who talk to y'all kids like they trash. Sit your dumb ass down. Shut up.
Girl.
Whoa. Don't shut the. I'ma beat the. I'ma not. Whoa. Stop being stupid. Stop looking dumb. Stop acting stupid. Like they're not acting. They don't know. You haven't taught them, sweetie.
I don't like that.
You want her to sweep the floor. She only 3. She don't know how to sweep the floor. Like,
right.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. It just does not register with me. I just don't understand it. It does not register with me. Do you
remember that? Do you remember that one Facebook? It went viral. I think Ricky Smiley even shared it on his Instagram or Facebook, where that mother and daughter, the mother and daughter was staying together, and the daughter had a child, and they went to yelling back and forth. It was like, it went viral on Facebook a while ago. And they was arguing back and forth, and it was just that was the topic. It was a toxic relationship between mother and daughter, and they was cussing each other out, girl, like they was homegirls. They was like, she came in there, she was like, "Cause B, you been home all day and you ain't cleaned my mother effing house." And
oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was a very toxic relationship between mother and daughter, and I felt like that type of relationship was. Yeah, I felt like that type of relationship may have been one of those mother and daughter relationships where it was more of a friendship, so they felt comfortable enough to go back and forth with each other like that. Because I am 38 years old. I'll be 39 this year.
Who you old?
I've never cursed. I can't curse at my mother. I've never, in my grown adult years, been able to sit there next to my mother like, B, because da-da-da-da-da, yeah, because mother, after, I don't feel comfortable having that call. Well, I really don't have that conversation with anybody anyway. I don't talk like that. It's not in my vocabulary. Even when me and you talk, just as friends, we don't have that type of relationship where it's just like, yeah, cause da da da, yeah, cause B, that mother F. We don't. I'm never, and I don't know if it's because of my upbringing, because of mama.
I remember I told kid that the police officer had 2. What police officer had 2 wives?
Had 2 wives. What police officer? I don't remember that, man. What police officer? Oh, now I want to know. Can we wait a minute? But yeah, I've never had, I never been comfortable enough to have that type of relationship or conversation with my mother. So to me, that was very out of, I don't know. It just kind of set me outside of my comfort zone a little bit. I just felt a little unease when I watched that video. And I know that some people do have those relationships with their parents.
Yeah.
I know some people just do. That's just how they communicate. But to me,
it's weird.
It's weird. I don't feel it's appropriate. It's the appropriate type of verbiage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like.
You also have to think about the type of relationship that they have. Correct. You know, your mom, you and your mom relationship is different from a lot of Baltimore people that I know. You know, right. A lot of my friends, I can honestly say, out of all of my friends, you and your mom are the only relationship that I know that is positive and thriving. I know a lot of people that has relationships with their mother, but they really don't. You know, a lot of my friends, their mother was there, but their mother didn't raise them.
Right.
You know, so they don't have that positive relationship, which is why I've always told you this. I've always admired your relationship. I've always loved how positive your mother was for you and towards you, and even in your adult ages, even now to this day, you know.
Right.
A lot of my friends, and including myself, I don't have that. We don't have that, you know.
And it's crazy because it's crazy that you say that, because you know how I feel about my relationship with my mother. I've always expressed to y'all, like, she overbearing. She getting on my nerves. Why is she down here again in North Carolina? Why is she came down here 3-4 times in 1 week? She live in Baltimore. That's a 6-hour drive. Mine, come on, where you going back home?
Even now, you'll be like, yeah, my mother came up here this week. I'm like, wait a minute, it's only Tuesday.
Right.
Wow.
Y'all, and she be coming from Florida, y'all.
Yeah, that's what I be telling her. Take that as a blessing, because a lot of people, including myself, wish we had that support. I wish my mom was that supportive.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy, because when I was younger, I really took that for granted. When I was younger, I hated that my mother was just so ushy, just like, I want to give you a hug. I want to give you, come hug me. She was just that. And to me, I felt like that was overbearing.
Girls, she was like that with all of her kids.
Yes. And it just was over. I felt overbearing. I felt like, my stop. Oh, why are you doing this to me? Yeah. And I really took that. I took that for granted. I don't know how many times I used to tell BlackRoses and all of our other friends, like, you want to trade, you can have it if she wants.
Girl, and I'll be like, in a heartbeat. And I always tell her, in a heartbeat, sure, I'll take your mother in a heartbeat.
But now our relationship, like, I talk to my mother about almost everything. I talk to my mother about almost everything. We have, BlackRoses is right. We have a very healthy relationship.
Very healthy. I don't
even like all of my siblings, like BlackRoses said, even my other siblings, we all just have a healthy relationship across the board.
Earlier, but I held it back, and now y'all know I'm a crybaby, but I am not about to cry, Nate. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, y'all know I'm a tough crybaby. I'm a tough crybaby.
But it's like literally, and I said, I don't know if it's our upbringing.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell y'all something. And y'all might not believe it, but Crystal can vouch. BlackRose can vouch for me. Y'all might not believe it. Me, I have 3 other siblings. One passed away. Y'all know about Randy passed away. I'm the oldest. We have never fought.
No. Nope.
We have never fought.
Her siblings fall out and be like, I ain't talking to her ever again. Like, unlike my siblings.
Never.
that's the dynamic that I love about our friendship. It's like I be looking at her and I be like, dang, I wish my family would do that. I wish my brother and sister would do that. But it's like,
Oh, you gonna make me cry.
my sisters, you can make a mistake and bump into one of them and drop their soda. She ain't gonna talk to you for 3 years.
I don't like it.
But I'm for real.
I know.
You know it. You know, like me, my closest sister. We and her had a disagreement, a beef, and we actually had fought. This was 2 years ago. Our relationship has not recovered from that in 2 years. And you know, me and Portia was like,
yeah,
nope. Do I wish to have that relationship back with her? And I knew instantly once it happened, I knew that I would never have that relationship with my sister again. I knew that I would never be able to, our relationship would never be able to recover. I knew that because, like I said, my family, my siblings, we like to play the victim. And we unfortunately will allow things to go to the grave before we even decide to say, I wish I would do it. I wish I would change it. I want to reach out to her and apologize, which I've already done 1,000 times. But for my family, it's just like they would rather give a stranger a million chances than to give their blood a million chances. Which is why I tell people a lot, like my other best friend, her name is Sharon. I tell her that her and her sister are more my sisters than my own sisters. You know, and I read something that said, family is what you make it.
It is.
You know what you make. The people you related to are just relatives. They're my relatives. They're not my family because I don't get that family vibe. They're my relatives. My family is the people that I have created for myself. I have created my own family here, you know.
But all family is not healthy family.
No, all family is not healthy family. But the people that I've created my own version of a healthy family. The only thing I don't have is a mother and a father.
You got Leavy, you got Angie.
That's it. That's the only thing I don't have. So it's like she has never told me about an instance where her and her brother, or you know, they've done things to each other. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
we did.
Never had a downright argument where she like, I ain't ever talking Randy again. I ain't never talking to Rakeem again. I ain't never talking to Jessica again.
And even so my youngest brother had a drug problem for the longest time. He was in and out of the jail. He's in jail now. He had a drug problem. I don't know why. I don't know where it sped from. I can't account for because he had the same life as me.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't know why. I can't account for. He had the same lifestyle as all of us.
It's not better because he was the baby for a while. He's the baby boy.
Yeah, he did. He actually had better. He would get rewarded by my father when he would come out of jail. He will always have the newest cell phone. He will always have whatever Jordans is out because he missed out on all the new Jordans that came out because he was in jail. Yep. He was like a silver spoon baby. So I have no clue. I can't account for why he, turned to a different lifestyle. He's doing a lot better now. But back then, I had my first child. And my brother, my youngest brother, not Randy, my youngest brother, I had my first child. We had a big baby shower. It was my first child, my mother's second grandchild, but first with me. Excited. Everybody came. I mean, I got so many presents. Literally, I think I left my stuff in my mother's house because I wasn't living with my mother, but the baby shower was at my mother's house. Left my stuff in my mother's house. Came back the next day.
I thought the baby shower was at mama. No, the baby shower was at mama's house.
No, it was at my mother's apartment. Remember in Townsend when they stayed in the apartment because my mother's house burnt down.
That was Kylie's baby shower, not
No,
Little David baby shower was at mama's house.
No, that was the very first baby shower I had.
I could have swore that was at mama's house. I could have sworn.
So
I got the pictures to prove it. I gotta dig them up.
No, you don't. That was at my mother's apartment because remember David and all his family was there.
I'm gonna say no, but
Julie was there.
That's your kid. I don't know.
But anyway,
she done had 11 baby showers. Hell, that let y'all know how many children she got. I can't remember.
But anyway, the moral of the story is that my youngest brother, he had a drug problem. So he literally, I went back the next day to get all my stuff. And I'm telling y'all, I had a lot of stuff. Like even my father at the time, I think he bought me like a whole play yard set, like everything. Because it was my first child, my parents kind of spoiled me a little bit on my first child. They was like, whatever you want, go out and pick it. I don't care what it is. Tell me what you want. I'm getting it. So I was able to just go lavish and just go through whatever I wanted, crib, bed, and everything. So I had a lot of expensive stuff. The next day I came back to get that stuff. My brother had managed to somehow take all that stuff and he took it back to the store and returned it and got the money. I wasn't even upset. I was hurt. And the first thing my mother asked me, she said, what do you want to do? Do you want to call the police? I couldn't. That was my brother. I could not. I know my husband, he was hot. He was like, that's your brother. That nigga. He was like, what you want to do? He was like, that's your brother, but what you want to do? I just couldn't. I was just hurt. I was hurt. I was like, I just was hurt. Like, I don't know no other word to describe it. I was not mad to the point where I wanted to wring his neck. I was just hurt that you could steal from me, and I'm your sister, and I've been here for you, and I've done everything for you that I could as a sister. But never a fight. Even to this day, even days after that, I still see him every day and still spoke to him after that. Still seeing him every day. We in and out our grandmother's house, walking past each other. And I know a lot of people probably looked at me like, how you just keep letting him walk past you and you ain't even pop him in the mouth for nothing? That was my brother. I mean, what else can I do? I don't want to see him go to jail.
Yeah.
I know he had a problem, but I want to see him go to jail. But that's just kind of the kind of relationship that we had. And like I said, I don't know if it came from the type of household we were raised in, because that same household that we were raised in, the same household that we were raised in that created us to grow up as, you know, the adults that we have became, it still had
him going in another child.
Absolutely.
One child go one way, one child go that way, and that's crazy.
So the moral of the story is, no matter how good of a parent and no matter how much you think you doing for your child, at the end of the day, it's your child's decision. Like BlackRoses said with her son, it's your child's decision as if they are going to make the right decisions. Yeah. And it's not for you to blame yourself, because I can't think of not one reason. My brother ain't never been abused by my parents. When I'm telling y'all,
that boy.
I'm telling y'all, this
and
boy.
You know she used to beat him on the low. I know.
I'm telling y'all, this boy was more privileged than all of us in the house. Like
he was. I mean, football. He was in the football. He was into everything.
Everything.
He was out into everything. Kid, like we didn't even get a chance to do all that. I remember.
I do. I used to go. I used to get on my mother.
Like, yeah.
I used to get on my mother like, yeah, they the silver spoon babies. They the silver spoon babies. But I did have a good, you know, a good
you did have still
childhood. Yeah. But so that's a lesson learned. You cannot blame yourself for your child's decision, because at the end of the day, it's your child's decision. That child ain't never been abused, ain't never been beat, ain't never been no alcoholism in my household, ain't never been no drug use in my household. He just decided to go his own way.
Sometimes they fall in the wrong crowd.
Absolutely. And he's learning now, because now he calling me and he always want advice. And I'm still talking to him, even though I can still remember to this day specifically how that went, and that you stole you returned at least over $1,000 worth of items And I don't even know how the store let him return it because they came from different people. So I don't even know where he got the receipts from. Like, I guess they wasn't doing, like they came from different stores. Some stuff came from Walmart. Some stuff came from Kids of Us. At the time, it was Kids of Us. No, Babies of Us.
Babies Are Us. Babies Are Us.
At the time, it was still Babies of Us. Yeah, I don't even know how he returned all that stuff, and that was over $1,000 worth of stuff, y'all. And to this day, I still talk to him. He called me. He said, I need cash app, sis. I need a food bag, and I'm on it. What you need? What you want? I'm on because that was my baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's my baby brother. That's my baby. Even my little sister and Randy before he passed away. To them, they were still my babies. Like they called, they needed, I gave it. I gave my brother a whole car. My brother that passed away gave him a whole car. He was supposed to make payments. I bought this Monte Carlo. I wanted this Monte Carlo. With my hard-earned money, I bought this old school Monte Carlo. My mother talked me into, your brother need a car. Let him set up a payment plan. And I don't care if Randy in his grave. I'm calling him out. He only paid me $250. I paid $1,500 for that car. I paid $1,500 for that car. He was supposed to make payments. He made 2 payments. Hold up. That ain't what behooved me. He made 2 payments. And turned around, painted the car, put a lift kit on it, and resold it.
And the rims. Don't forget the rims. Did you say the rims?
Put the rims on it and resold the car.
And gave her nothing.
Even bad.
And give her. See that my siblings are not set up that way.
I can't even be bad. He gave me so crazy. Much more. He gave me so much more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so crazy how life is. Like you said, y'all can all grow up the same way and then turn out completely different people. Completely different people.
Absolutely. I mean,
for my family, for me, it's like we all, in a sense, kind of blame my mother for not being there, but you can't hold on to that forever. At some point in your life, you gotta get help and you gotta let that go.
You gotta grow up.
You gotta grow up.
It's like Medea. It's like that one thing that Medea said. She said something about you sitting there holding that grudge all your life, holding that grudge. It's eating you up, but that person don't even know you holding that grudge. That person out living their best life.
Yeah.
And your whole life is interrupted and messed up. Because you holding a grudge. And that person out there living their best life. That person don't know you holding a grudge against them.
Yeah, I feel like that about my siblings. Like I don't wish no ill will on none of them. I want all of them to do good. I want all of them. We all got something going on.
Right.
But I can't for the life of me figure out why we can't get it together. And unfortunately, I don't even know if it's going to take for something to happen to somebody. Because I don't know that we so stubborn and so I don't care. Okay.
It might take something to happen for y'all to separate even further. Some families get like that. Look at my family.
Yeah. We're going to separate even further. That's what I feel like. I mean, because at the end of the day, there's nothing really holding us together. Not even our mom. Our mom don't even hold us together. We don't, that ain't the glue for us. We don't have the glue. We don't have that. We don't have nothing to keep us. No, we don't have it.
I absolutely will say though, like I've known BlackRoses for so freaking long. I don't think she can. That is like a second family. We're like a second family. My grandmother, my mother.
Most of her family to me.
Look, what I tell y'all. Now, this the brother I was talking about, calling me right now from the jail. I was talking about him. He calling me right now from the jail.
Call him up, girl.
He's calling me right now from the jail.
Yeah. I don't know.
She called all my aunts. She called all my aunts and uncle. I mean everything. Like
my family more so my family than my family is hers. Because I ain't got no family up here.
She really did. She really did. She really did.
Except for one. You heard me.
You stupid.
Exactly one.
You is stupid. But let's talk about I know we kind of running out of time. We got a little bit of time left, but let's talk about, I don't know if this is something that you want to talk about, because we really never touched on the absent part of parenting.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of your son, do you feel like the absent parent affected him the same way you were affected?
I want to say no, because he always had Gerard.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like having your real parent there.
Right.
For him, like now, when his dad try to contact him, he'd be like, "Nah, I'm good. No, I'm all right. You don't call me." Or he'll call Jalen and Jalen won't answer. And I think now he's gotten it. He's gotten, like, my son doesn't want anything to deal with me because I don't think he tried to contact them no more.
And that's your fault.
Not mine. But that's another reason why I feel like I didn't want to have another kid, because I didn't want to be somebody's baby mama.
Absolutely.
I didn't want my kids to be by different men. Of course, eventually, if I would have had another one, it would have had to been by another, because I damn sure wasn't backtracking. But I didn't want to be somebody's baby mama. I don't want that. I never wanted it. First of all, I never wanted kids anyway. Never wanted kids, which is why I only have one.
Yeah, she was just hot. She was just hot in her butt.
I did not want children. I did not want kids.
She was a hot tot. She had her eyes on that down south man. That down south boy came up here.
I always wanted to be the bougie rich aunt who traveled the world
and got drunk.
I'm partially living that life, except for I'm not rich. I'm not rich. I'm not wealthy. Let me say that I'm not wealthy.
It's crazy, because I always wanted to be, who was that always wanted to talk about husbands? Janina, I believe she was always the one that was always talking about marriage and stuff like that. I always wanted to be that friend that I always wanted to be. Okay, here was my vision. I wanted to be a lawyer with a house on a hill, a picket fence, one kid, but I didn't want the father to be any parts of it, because I was rich and I had the money to take care of my kids. So I really only wanted him for the kid, and then I don't need you no more. That was always my standard. That's how I grew up. I ain't want to get married. I'm selfish when it comes to my money. I don't want to get married. I never wanted to get married. I never really wanted to have kids. I just wanted to be a rich lawyer with a nice cute house with a picket fence and my child. And I don't need you, sir. I don't need to talk to you. You run this conversation. Thank you for your donation.
Thank you for your donation. I don't need you no more.
I don't know why I was like that. I don't know why I was like that when I had both parents in the household. I
never wanted kids. I never wanted kids. Never. And that's how I kind of look at myself as my grandmother, to be honest, because she had one kid and it was a boy. And God, I hope my son does not turn out like my mom. I'm sorry, Dad, but I hope he don't turn out like my dad. And God, so far so good, but damn.
Well, at least the biggest thing with your son that I admire about you raising your son as a what they would consider a single parent, and under the standards that they profile, like a young single parent, that your son, you would never think that anything is absent or missing. He did not fall into that, how they say family, it kind of trickles down. So now you was young, you had a kid, and now he's 15, he got a kid. He surpassed all.
He surpassed every expectation I ever thought he would.
Definitely.
And even the ones that people who supposed to be family put on him, like, I was told, that people, he ain't gonna never be nothing, he ain't gonna be nobody, and look at him now, he doing better than what your peoples is doing. He doing better than this. He doing,
That's
and
how
if
it
you be
happens.
careful who you put your mouth on, because
Right.
that very well could be your situation. Be careful who kids you put your mouth on. Period. And by saying and that I mean not physically putting your mouth on, but I mean verbally speaking ill will against. Don't ever speak ill will against somebody's child. Don't ever do that. Never do that. I will never speak ill will of somebody. I hope that I will never, I can never see myself saying, I hope that child turn out to be XYZ. Because what kind of evil individual are you to hope that somebody's child turn out to be the world's, the world's most horrible human being? Like that don't even make sense to me. But I'm thankful that he's not on drugs. He's not doing drugs. He's not in these streets. He's not selling drugs. I'm thankful that he's not the stereotypical black man that they choose to make single mothers' sons out to be. Even if he was gay, I would love him too even more. I think I love him more than I would now.
He can do your hair.
Yeah, he learned something. Instead of telling me what color I need to get my nails, you should have got white. I would have. I'm like, shut up. We do give each other fashion advice because he's into fashion like me.
He is.
Fashion. I would say dressing well.
He is. That boy can dress.
We like to dress well, so he's into the dressing well. So sometimes he go by something, he be like, "How this look?" And I do it to him too. If I'm going out on a date or something, I'll be like, "How this look with this? Should I wear this?" And he be like, "Ma, you know how to dress." Like, it's amazing how life turned out for me, and I'm thankful. Even with just having the relationships that I have with my parents now, I'm thankful.
Right. Definitely.
Do I wish that it could be better? Absolutely. But like I said, I'm gonna take what I can get when I can get it, and I'm gonna let it be that. I'm gonna have to let it be that because I can't change them, and they can't change me.
So, right. And you can't dwell on the past. You just got to keep it moving.
Yeah. Can't dwell on the past. But I'm thankful. But that was a good conversation we had today, I think. Very good.
I am too. Yeah. I'm thankful for Angie calling me 5 times a day. Maybe 22.
And I'm like my mama, she gonna call me and tell me somebody business. When you was talking about telling this, I can't. Honey, I pick and choose what I tell my mama.
Right.
I don't tell my mama can't hold water.
You said my mama can't.
People, you know how she one of them people. As soon as she hang up the phone, she'll call somebody else and forgot that you told her the secret, and now she calling you, telling you the secret. I can't make that. I told you. How you gonna call me and tell me what I told you? How you gonna? I can't tell my mama no secrets. And she said, "Don't forget my other daughter, Janita."
Janita.
I can't tell my mama nothing. My mama did that to me several times. Girl, I'd be like, "What? So and so and so." So I'd be like, "Ma, I told you that, and I told you that." You did. Hang on. This is why I don't tell you nothing now. This is why I don't tell you nothing now. She'll be like, she'll call me thinking she's telling me something. I'll be like, I already knew that. Why you ain't tell me? Because you can't hold water. That's why I don't fool with you. I don't fool with you. You can't hold water. I don't fool with her, y'all. I don't tell her nothing.
Oh, man.
Nope. Not at all.
Now she forgot. And then she call you back like she just said.
She okay. I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Oh my God.
My mom been called somebody and told you, yeah, I forgot so and so. Girl, ain't nobody told you that. I told you that. Yeah. I ain't lying, y'all. It's the truth.
Oh God.
Let's wrap this up.
Yes, I got something to do today.
I do too. Hey guys, don't forget that each and every last Saturday of the month, we will be doing our open house, open to anybody who has a business, who owns something, you sell something, you do something, whatever it is. We are hosting an open house. This one will be April the 30th. This time for this month, it is from 11 to 2. 1734 Maryland Avenue. We'll definitely have more advertisement for that coming up. Please come out, bring some product if you can, little sample, whatever, and be prepared to talk to the people.
Right.
April
Definitely,
30th,
definitely.
1734 Maryland Avenue.
Definitely, definitely. And then, guys, just want to make sure to let you guys know that we do advertisements. We do ads throughout the show. So if you guys have a business, or you want to advertise mowing the lawn, you want to advertise not crack, but you want somebody to come see you slide down a pole. You want to
come. You hosting whole classes. If you a fitness instructor, whatever you doing,
just hit us up.
Drugs.
And also, if you want to become a sponsor, you love our show, you love tuning in every week, every Saturday, and you love our show, you can also become a sponsor. Just hit us up in our DM on Facebook and Instagram, I.Am.She, or you can email us at PodcastIAmShe@gmail.com. That is PodcastIAmShe@gmail.com. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to us on YouTube at the Artist Exchange.
3 things: like, share, subscribe. Yeah, don't
forget.
Yes. Also, this month we will be tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
The Little Bosses event. We will be
there. It
from,
is.
I don't know. You sent it to me.
Yeah.
You sent it to me. It is tomorrow from at 2 p.m. at 5710 Harford Road. It is called the Little Boss Day Pop-Up Shop. It's for little entrepreneurs. And tomorrow will be Gemma's debut as the Gabrielle Elite Collection. I'm so excited. I saw a cute little bracelet that I want to get from her. I'm going to make sure I get that bracelet from her tomorrow.
You better make sure she ain't took it.
Oh God.
She keep getting high on her own supply. She already took the lip gloss. She making her own bracelets for the put to the side. I don't know what's going on. She ain't gonna last. She ain't gonna last. But yeah, guys, make sure you come out. Make sure you guys come out to 5710 Harford Road, Baltimore, Maryland. I think that's in Parkville, if I'm not mistaken. That's in Parkville. At 2:00. Make sure you come out. They got some awesome stuff. I'm looking at the different vendors. They got some cool stuff. So come out and support the kids. Bring your kids out. It might give them the idea to say, hey, mommy, hey, daddy, I want to try and do something.
Girl,
can I do the next
in Baltimore event? That's right up the street. Girl, that ain't far from me at all.
Oh, okay. But you interrupted me. So bring your kids out. Let them get a chance to check out these, young entrepreneurs. Might give them some ideas to want to do the same thing at the next event. Hopefully there will be a next event. It's hosted by Sandra. She actually was on the show 2 weeks ago as a guest. She was on the show 2 weeks ago as a guest. She did the hair bonnets.
Yeah, she had the hair.
Yeah. So she's actually hosting, her and her 2 little girls are actually hosting the event, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what all these young entrepreneurs have to offer.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. So we'll be posting throughout the event. We'll be sharing and posting videos throughout the event, getting a chance to interview some of the little bosses, talk to them, give them a little platform to shine, and show you guys what they got. Because I'm pretty sure, I know Gemma does, but I'm pretty sure most of the young vendors, I'm pretty sure they have like a website, Instagram, or Facebook where you can buy the product too. Gemma does for sure on Instagram or Facebook. It's called Gabriella Elise Collection.
And don't forget, also Nate hosts a pop-up shop every Saturday too.
Yes.
He features a new artist every Saturday. Come down to 1734 Maryland Avenue. Support Vashti Blue Jewelry. Oh, those you got from Nate here?
Yeah.
Oh, those are cute.
Yes, honey, I'm here for it. Blue Jewelry. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Yes.
There you go. You can't.
I can't hear you.
Is she coming out to the open house with her jewelry?
Who, Gemma?
Oh, Gemma.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be cute. Yeah, she can come. Oh gosh, this is gonna be something so serious.
That means you gotta get some stuff made up.
She'll get some stuff made up. She will get it made up. She was doing it.
I saw her little pieces with her little cards.
Her little pieces is cute. She got some cute pieces.
Yes. So I just hold one side. So she picks out her beads. And I just hold one side and she puts some more there. The only thing she can't do is put the little clasps on there to put the charms on there. Then she'd be like, Mommy, just put my charms on there. And then I just tie it up for her.
She used the clear rubber stuff, the string.
So we have both. We using the clear rubber and we using the stretchy. It's like I don't know, like a elastic material.
Yeah, this told her when she finishes, just put a dot of the glue. Like on the knot part.
I thought about that too.
Mm-hmm. And tell people to roll them on. Like you're supposed to don't stretch your bracelet.
Roll it on. Yeah.
Because after a while, it'll lose the elasticity of it.
That's the one I want right there.
Okay, I think she got a couple of them. I think we
so I'll send her invoice. Get her invoice.
Right.
I need
She's
that.
a working woman.
Oh, this one is cute too.
That's hers. That's her personal one. She did that herself.
I want that blue one.
That's her personal
one. Get our supply up and come on.
So you talking about like a super glue? Put super glue on it?
Any glue. A fast drying glue I will put on there. Over the knot. Just put it over the knot.
Okay. Let me write that down. Yes, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. I'm gonna have her come down there.
And I'll have a table set up for her.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her stepping out, honey.
So come on down. So hopefully we'll be doing this more in-house. Yeah. So just tell her come on down. Come on down. I just forgot what I was about to say. But just come on down and we will set up a table for her and
okay.
But this hopefully, like I was saying, this hopefully should be in person soon. And then y'all can come down here and she can come set up her table with the other pop-up individuals as well.
Okay.
That'd be nice. I would love that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We had shrimp and grits and mimosas today.
You know what? You can go.
I think that's the end of the show anyway.
So right. You can go now. You can go now.
Anytime. Shrimp and grits all day. Okay.
Wait. Here's the orange juice for the mimosa.
Not mimosa. Yeah.
I saw a new mimosa drink they had on Facebook. I'm gonna send it to y'all. It looked real good.
It's not with the crown, is it?
No. It was something else, but it looked real good.
Not the one you sent me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
big block of ice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send it to Nate. I'm gonna send it to Nate.
Oh, I don't need no recipes.
He got it, sis. He don't need it. You heard.
Send it to me.
I do not.
You heard him. He don't need it.
I cannot.
But we'll talk soon. Great show, lady.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Right. You guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.